Hello everyone. In this video, we will see overview of the Azure OpenAI. In the series of this video, we will try to create some console applications using the Azure OpenAI service. So let's proceed with the basic details of the Azure OpenAI. So what is Azure OpenAI? So it is one of the AI services of the Azure cloud platform which can provide the access to the OpenAI language models like GPT-4, GPT-4 Turbo. Then with the visions we are having in GPT-4 with the visions now coming up. Then we are having GPT 3.5 and Turbo versions of that, and the different models of the embedding series. Also, the Azure OpenAI service provides the accessibility through the REST API call, and we have the SDKs also. So basically, if you want to use the OpenAI services as a endpoint, then we can configure as a REST API, and there we can pass the payload to the REST API URLs, and then you can get the response. Along with that, if you're trying to build some applications using the SDKs, then we have the SDKs with the C# language and the Python language available, and you can use it in your applications to build that one. So for that, you need to add the packages of those SDKs in your project. Next is the Azure OpenAI. It has the models adaptable to task, which can help you to do the content generations, summarizations of the content, image understanding. You can do the semantic search, which is like improved versions of the cognitive search. Then we are having the natural language to code translation. So these are the basic informations of the Azure OpenAI. What is it and what we can do using the Azure OpenAI. The next is responsible AI. So why the Azure OpenAI should be responsible? Because when the AI models are developed, it is trained on the history data, right? So as of now, most of the model which is trained on the September 2021 data till the September 2021 data, it has been trained. So when it has been trained, so there is a chances possibility that it might give the unfair content in the response, and it can try to abuse users who is trying to use it. So to avoid it, there is some principles which is being developed, and it is basically the guidelines which has Microsoft developed to control that one. So this is where Microsoft trying to make Azure OpenAI responsible, so that it empathizes the principle of prioritizing the human welfare in the AI development, then implementing the measures like require well defined use cases and content filtering. So content filtering is something you try to remove or hide the content, or not shown the content to user which is abusive, not socially fair. Those kind of content you can do the filtering. Then also there is a guidelines which Microsoft is trying, which Microsoft has added to control the, so that it is ethical and it provides the safe uses of the AI. So that is why the AI is trying to the Azure OpenAI is being trying to make a responsible AI by Microsoft by adding the guidelines to the Azure OpenAI. Next is if you compare the Azure OpenAI with the normal OpenAI, then where is the difference? So the normal API, there also we have the API based calls you have. So there is a limitations like in a minute how many calls you can make. So those limitations are there with the OpenAI, and you can purchase those subscriptions there also in OpenAI, and you can use it. But when the use the Azure OpenAI, then you will get the extra features which Microsoft Cloud Azure Cloud provides. Right, so it offers the advanced language AI models with the Azure security features. So obviously we know Microsoft Cloud Azure Cloud is secure. So the what are the security features comes, the Azure AI build is Azure OpenAI is built under that, so it is more secure. Then it is co-developed with the obviously with the OpenAI for the compatibility and the smooth transition. Then it provides the security benefit, like we have the private networking. So basically, if you want your Azure OpenAI service to be accessible outside, like to the all the networks, then we have to select, or we can select all the network. If you want to the particular private network, you can configure your private network. If you want to access through only particular endpoint, that also you can do. So it is totally in control of the user or customer who is trying to configure this Azure OpenAI. And also these services you can make available based on the different regions. So that is one thing. Then there is a features of doing the content filtering. So you can, if you want to filter some contents from the response and all those things, we can do that. So this is where it is different from the normal OpenAI models. Next, we when we try to use this Azure OpenAI, there's some few terminology it might come. So what is prompt and what is completions and the tokens? So the prompts are something the user will try to interact with the models, right? So it will try to put some input to the users, sorry, to some input to the models, and model will process it, and then it will give the result. So the input, the way we tell the models to work on my input, that is called the prompt. So prompt is something we are telling model that this is the so and so input and you do the processing so and so. So the actions to be perform is being tell what we want to do on the particular input, that we try to tell model using the prompt. So user interact with the AI API mostly when we type with like if it is text in a text out model, example GPT series model, GPT 3.5 and 4, those are mostly text in and text out. So when you try to do some text processing, then you will tell that I want so and so to be done on this text. So that is prompt, what you want to tell model. So it is, so obviously it interact with the it usually interact with the API through the text prompts. Then here to define the particular prompt, because here we have to be specific to telling a model that you want to process something, that you have to be develop that prompt, and that you generally cannot write anything. So you have to be understanding what model is, because each model is made for a specific purpose, right? So it will we have to generate our prompt in such a way that it understand it. You randomly cannot put any text there. So this is where the better to make the better understanding what actions I want to perform, this is to generate that particular prompt is where the prompt engineering is comes. And it is also crucial part of making the model effectively to making the model to use effectively, right? So this is where it is. Now the completion part is something when the model is processing its job and it give you the response, this is where the completions happens. Okay, next is token. So token is something any input what we give to the model, so those are processed as a token. So it is not necessary that all the words will be converted as a token. The bigger bigger combination character words can be broken down into the smaller pieces, and those pieces of the character collections of the characters, those we it will consider as a token. So the capacity of the processing of any model, it is measured based on the token only. So it has the each model will have the its own capacity to handle the token, because it cannot it cannot handle an unlimited number of input tokens, right? So there's a limitations on that. So different model has a different limitations. These details we'll see in the next video when we discuss about the model. So token is something when we process the text into the when we process the text for the model, then those are converted into the tokens, and it is impacting the response latency and the throughputs of the input. Next is if we are having the another type of input, example image or video, then those image and videos will have the pixels or the frames, right? So those pixels will be converted into the token. So in this case, so it depends what are the media type we are, or basically what data type we are trying to process. It has its own different mechanism to convert into token. So everything is based on the token here. So this is where we need to understand. And I hope this is the quick introduction, and we know now a little bit what is Azure OpenAI, and in the high level. In the next video, we will see models with the different model types and what is the purpose of that one. Thank you for watching this video, guys.